What's going on YouTube? Today we're just doing a quick reaction video to last night's UFC Freedom 250 card. Obviously this is showing the spoilers of who won, who lost, so if you haven't seen the fight, please go watch the fight card. It was a pretty good card. It wasn't as entertaining as I would have thought. A lot of the knockouts, you see there's four knockouts in a row. Five actually. I guess, damn, all of them were knockouts? Damn, that's crazy. That's insane. Yeah, every fight was knockouts. They were all kind of early on. They were early stoppages. So just getting straight into it, Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia was off to a good start. Diego Lopez was having some trouble finding his range and kind of the fight overall. And then eventually he ended up getting a nice clean shot on Steve Garcia, knocking him down, and then kind of, like I said, getting semi-early stoppage on this one. I felt like Steve Garcia kind of got up right away and was protesting, but I think it was the beginning of the end for that fight. Obviously the main fight I want to talk about is the Ilia Topuria, but I'll go through every single fight here. Going next, Bo Nickal versus Kyle Dawkins. I mean, that one was kind of, I felt like everyone kind of thought Bo Nickal was going to win this fight. Even if he didn't knock him out, I thought he was going to kind of wrestle him to a decision, but he did eventually get the knockout for that fight. Not really much to say about that fight. Next, Rufi versus Chandler. Again, Chandler coming off of a huge layoff. Coming straight into this, I guess he had one fight before this, but coming off of a straight semi layoff and then getting back into fighting. He lost his last fight. Then he has to go against Connor 2.0. A lot of people say with Mauricio Rufi. But yeah, he kind of got destroyed in this fight. He had a lot of trouble just hitting Rufi in general, and Rufi kind of just got him with some good combos, and then got him with a good combo, and then just kind of finished the fight from there. But kind of an early stoppage, but I think again it was the beginning of the end. Josh Hoka versus Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis kind of having some trouble again. Hoka was just too quick, too athletic for Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis was trying to find that big one shot, but just couldn't find it. Hoka was just kind of, had some good head movement, to be honest. It's some good boxing, for a heavyweight at least. And so, yeah, Hoka able to get the TKO, kind of an early stoppage again there. I felt like Derek Lewis kind of gave up, but I don't think they fought in the parking lot either. I didn't see any reports of them fighting in the parking lot, so I'll talk there. But going to the next fight, Sean O'Malley versus Zahabi. This was a decent fight. Zahabi was having some good success with leg kicks. I think that was his game plan, just kind of get rid of Sean O'Malley's movement and help him, be able to get the victory from Sean O'Malley having some poor movement after landing those leg kicks. I think it was a good plan. Sean O'Malley has had some trouble with leg kicks. I think it was Cheetos was kind of the obvious answer to that with leg kicks. It was a calf kick, kind of got rid of Sean O'Malley's calf, and he had some trouble there, obviously ending it in his first loss. But yeah, Zahabi was having some good success. Eventually, Sean O'Malley found his timing and found his timing and was able to land a clean 1-2 on Zahabi, and it kind of stopped the fight right after that. Again, this one I think he kind of got up right away and kind of protested, but he was out. That was a clean walk off, and yeah, for sure should have stopped the fight. But Zahabi was obviously protesting. I mean, that's just how these fighters are. But yeah, that was a good fight. Sean O'Malley definitely gained some stock there. Even if it was Zahabi, who, I mean, he was on a huge streak. So yeah, definitely gained some stock there. Going on to the co-main event, Ciryl Gane versus Alex Pereira. This was a good fight. Obviously, Alex moving up from middleweight. Oh, I'm sorry, light heavyweight, but was middleweight. Was middleweight champion, ended up light heavyweight champion, and now moving up to heavyweight against a true heavyweight in Ciryl Gane. This one was kind of crazy. I didn't expect it to go necessarily as it did, because Gane was kind of I mean, he was just landing some good shots on Alex Pereira, and I mean, obviously Alex gets hit. He gets hit in every division, but he kind of absorbs them well. This one, I think he was kind of absorbing them poorly. Similar to, I mean, we'll talk about it later, but similar to the main event. But yeah, he was kind of absorbing them poorly. And I mean, I just think Sirigan just hits too hard. He's just too big. And so it's interesting to see what will happen with Alex next. Because really, there's no one. I mean, Hoke has been talking about Alex Pereira. I think the plan was Alex to be the champion or the interim champion, but now that Alex loses, there's still, you can still make that fight with Josh Hockett. I think it's just a little harder to make it, maybe. I mean, Alex is still going to be a fan favorite. And Cyril Gane's going to get that rematch against Tom Aspinall. I think that's what everyone wants to see because he was kind of beating Tom Aspinall too. Obviously, it was only one round, but still, he was beating Tom Aspinall in that one round. He was landing some clean shots on Tom, and Tom doesn't really get hit. It was the big thing, right? No one has ever seen him get hit. And so for Cyril Gane to land some clean shots on Tom, obviously he landed those eye pokes as well, but still, like, he was still doing some good damage on Tom Aspinall, and I think that's definitely next for Cyril Gane is Tom Aspinall. He for sure gets that, but then what's next for Alex? I think you give him Josh Hoke at heavyweight if he wants to stay at heavyweight. Obviously it was kind of it wasn't like a short camp. Sorry about that. It wasn't a short camp, but it wasn't like, I mean, Cyril Gane has been heavyweight his whole career, I believe. So, yeah, I think it's hard for Alex to move up to heavyweight in such a short amount of time, but it's still like definitely still possible. It's hard to do it in such a short amount of time, and so it'll be interesting to see what Alex decides to do with his team after this. I think you stay at heavyweight, fight Josh Hockett, see how that one goes, and then after that make the decision if we want to stay at heavyweight and move back down. Obviously he's older, he doesn't want to cut weight anymore. I completely get that cutting weight sucks, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see Alex Pereira stay at heavyweight because I think there's some good fights. Like I said, he beats Josh Hockett. He beats Josh Hockett, who's on a huge run, right back in the title race. I think, and so fights another fight at light heavyweight. The loser, right, get a rematch against Cyril Gane. If Cyril Gane loses or fights Tom Aspinall and then gets back into the title shot, we'll see what happens. But I think heavyweight's a good division for Alex, especially if he doesn't want to move up. He didn't look that much small. He definitely looks smaller than Cyril Gane, but again, Cyril Gane is a true heavyweight, and so didn't look that much small. I don't think he's gonna be huge against Josh Hockett, who looked way smaller than Derek Lewis, who's another true heavyweight. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see that fight. Obviously Josh Hockett's probably going to wrestle, and so Alex is going to have some work to do there, but still I think he should get the win on that fight if they fight next. Moving on to the main event, obviously Topuria losing to Justin Gaethje, who, I mean, the commentary last night said it multiple times that multiple champions in light heavyweight have said that Justin Gaethje hits the hardest, and Topuria kind of found that out really early into the fight, because I feel like one of the first uppercuts that Justin landed really destroyed Ilia Topuria's eye, and so I think it was the first cut that Ilya had in that fight. And so, like, yeah, like the uppercuts were just the story of the night. The first two maybe 3 rounds, Justin kept on landing that uppercut. Obviously Topuria had some success. Like, he almost stopped Justin in the second round. He had like 2 minutes where he landed a nasty liver shot, nasty body shot, and almost stopped it there. It really could have been stopped, but Herb Dean, I think it was Herb Dean, was just giving them, no, it wasn't. It was Goddard. Goddard was kind of giving them the, like, we could keep going. Like he was doing that to Justin, just giving him the opportunity to come back in that fight. And I mean, it worked, but yeah, he could have stopped the fight there. I wouldn't be surprised, because after Topuria landed that body shot, Gaethje just kind of like crumbled down, and Topuria was landing some big shots. If he just kept going, I think he maybe could have finished it. But either way, right, Justin was landing some clean shots on Topuria. Topuria's boxing was still there, but Justin just he's gonna touch you, right? Justin's gonna hit. He's gonna land eventually, and him being the hardest hitter that a lot of these champions have said, that like I think Dustin has said it for sure. I think Khabib has said it. Maybe even like I don't know who else. Maybe Chandler. I can't remember who he said, but yeah, like Justin has for sure has some heavy hands, and Topuria was just kind of not respecting that power and just going at Justin, and a lot were landing. Obviously he was missing some too, but the ones that were landing were doing some heavy damage to Topuria. And so yeah, it was just a rough night in the office for Topuria. Obviously he wanted to stop after round 3 and the stool, but because he couldn't see out of his eye, but eventually they got it down so that he could see, and so he continued. And then after the round 4, he just kind of he just on the corner. I don't know if it was his cornerman or what exactly happened. I know his brother was saying that he's like, no, we'll finish the fight. Obviously there's only 5 minutes left, so let's finish the fight. But something happened to stop the fight, and Gaethje ended up being the new champion at 155, which is honestly deserved. Gaethje has been a legend in the sport, but now he might retire, so like it's kind of interesting to see what happens there. If he retires, Topuria versus who for the belt, or maybe Justin has one more fight and then he fights who for the belt. It's kind of interesting to see what will happen there. But yeah, it was honestly such a good fight. I watched it back immediately after, just to see what exactly was doing the damage, just because I love watching this stuff and I love like learning. And so yeah, it was crazy. Justin Gaethje is a madman, especially beating Topuria, who was undefeated, who was destroying people. He was KOing a lot of these legends, right? Volk, Max, Charles, like he was just knocking these guys out. So it was a crazy fight card. Obviously seeing the whole White House and everything in the background was super sick. Seeing all the military personnel, seeing the planes, the fighters, like all of this was so crazy. And for sure a once in a lifetime event, and for every fight to have ended in a knockout was definitely entertaining. Again, I thought some of the fights were very heavily one-sided. Rufy, Bo Nickel, Josh Hokett, those were all very, very one-sided, but still the whole card was awesome. And so definitely interesting to see what happens next with the UFC, like their next big event. But either way, the fight's gonna be entertaining. And yeah, it was a crazy event, crazy title fights. And so yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think is next for most of these fighters. I'm interested to hear what you guys thought about the fights as well, and then just the event in general. So leave a comment below, leave a like if you want some more of this content, and yeah, I appreciate you guys watching the video. Have a good one.